Do you know that India once had a Catholic Christian woman queen who ruled in significant areas of North India? Today I will tell you her story in brief. Farzana Zebunnisa was born in 1753. She grew up to be a dance girl who eventually married Walter Reinhard Somber, a European mercenary. In those days, thousands of mercenaries from Europe came and served in the courts of Indian rulers. Mercenaries were warriors who could be hired to fight in wars and battles. European mercenaries were hired by Indian rulers because of their expertise in using firearms, gunpowder, and their cunning war strategies. Reinhardt was hired by quite a few Indian kings, such as the Jat kings of Bharatpur, and was later on made the governor of Agra, and finally hired by Shah Alam II, the Mughal emperor of those days. Farzana Zebunnisa, the professional dancer, was only 14 years old when Walter Reinhardt, who was in his 40s, was enraptured by her, and subsequently she went to live with him. Farzana, who though of short stature of only 4.5 feet, was sharp and quick-witted and also a quick learner. She quickly moved out of the confines of the parda or the zanana, easily discarding the norms of those times, and learned the art of warfare from her partner and later husband Reinhardt. Reinhardt battled to defend Shah Alam II a number of times and so was gifted the vast areas of the Doab region. Doab is the region that lies on the plains between the rivers Ganges and Yamuna. He established his capital in Sardhana near Meerut as it was at the center of the Doab region. Somewhere along the way, Reinhardt had acquired the name Somber because of his stern expression. For Indians, Somber became Samru and consequently Farzana came to be known as Begum Samru. Reinhard Samru died in 1778 at age 55 years in Agra and was buried in the Roman Catholic cemetery in Agra. After his death, Begum Samru became the commander of his troops in battle. She wore a turban and rode on horseback. In 1781, Begum Samru converted to Catholic Christian and took on the name Joanna Nobilis. Begum Samru fought several battles, expanded Reinhardt's kingdom, and built palaces in Jharsa, Gurugram, Sardhana, and Chandni Chowk, Delhi. She was known as a benevolent ruler, ensuring peace and well-being for her people by her diplomatic skills, wisdom, and also bravery. She built a cathedral in Sardhana where she was buried after her death in 1836. Recognizing the historical importance of this cathedral, in the year 1961, Pope John XXIII upgraded this cathedral into a basilica. Today, the one and only Catholic warrior queen of India is all but forgotten. Her palaces in Sardhana have been converted into a school that do not carry her name and a seminary for training of future priests. Her palace in Delhi is in such bad state that one can hardly imagine its grandeur in Begum Samru's lifetime. Situated bang opposite the Red Fort in Delhi, it used to be in the heart of a garden made by Jahanara, daughter of Emperor Shah Jahan. Today it has become a maze of overcrowded lanes and by lanes, so congested that when I walked on those lanes, I was even scared to hold my camera in my hand for fear that it might be snatched away by somebody and who would run and disappear in the narrow lanes.
इस बिल्डिंग के बारे में आपको कुछ पता है?
नीचे लिखा हुआ है सारा कुछ।
कहाँ पे?
नीचे ना?
हाँ, बोर्ड लगा हुआ है। अच्छा, आपको कुछ पता है?
यहीं पर देखो ना, सारा कुछ लिखा हुआ है जो भी।
नहीं, आपको क्या पता है?
मुझे कुछ नहीं पता, हमारी दुकान है, इतना पता है।
बस इतना पता है। आप लोगों को पता है?
नहीं, आप नीचे जाएंगे ना?
हाँ जी।
कॉर्नर पे बोर्ड लग रहा है।
कहाँ पे बोर्ड है?
ये आप नीचे आगे
अच्छा,
इसके बारे में सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है।
अच्छा।
भाई
The plaque embedded in the wall here in this building reads as Heritage Building, Begum Samru's Palace and Central Bank. One of the earliest colonial buildings with Greek pillars facing the front of the veranda, this palace was built by Begum Samru, who held a fief in Sardhana, Meerut district. Hence came to be known as Begum Samru's Palace. After the Begum's death in 1837, although at other places it says that she died in 1836, and it is continuing here, the palace was finally bought by Seth Bakirath Mal in 1940, I think, and called Bhagirath Palace. Since then, various banks have occupied the palace, but amazingly, the faint letters reading Lloyds Bank can still be seen at the building's frontage. One of the major landmarks now these words have faded away, but I will try to fill it in. One of the major landmarks in this place is also famous for housing Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal ruler, after he was captured in, I don't know what is written here, because of his alleged involvement in the mutiny of 1857. Presently, the central bank occupies some of the portion of the Grand Palace, while the other portion has been completely altered by numerous shops, I think. The first floor is a double height from the porch and is approachable by a set of two identical staircases. The brick roof is made of rectangular sections that are slightly concave from below and supported on iron girders. The interiors have rectangular columns and pilasters that are both fluted. So this heritage building, I don't know who is looking, if it is a heritage building, who is looking after this building, who means which organization, and why it is in such dilapidated condition and there is no attempt to preserve it or renovate it. I really wonder. The tomb of John 18, I hope the pronunciation is right, in Mohyal colony in Gurugram, Haryana, is testimony to Begum Samru's extent of principality and the fact that soldiers from Europe served her. It goes to the credit of the local residents who restored the tomb and preserved the legacy of the Begum. Tomb of Major Jean Etienne. I hope the pronunciation is right. The square tomb, built with colonial and late Mughal influences, was erected in the memory of Major Jean Etienne, a native of Bordeaux, France, who served Begum Samru for 35 years and died at the age of 75 in 1821. The brick and lime structure of 8 feet sides and 15 feet height is raised on an 8 feet high stepped platform, the Alwala of Jharsa, was under Begum Samru for 60 years and lapsed to the British after her death in 1836. The adjacent platform with corner octagonal bastions also has an unknown grave. It is the only surviving example of a 19th century funerary structure in the area, thanks to the efforts of the Mohyar colony residents, Intac Gurgaon chapter, in association with Intac Architectural Heritage Division, restored it in 2022, that means 2022. On the other hand, there was also a palace or perhaps a fort in Badshahpur, Gurugram, which is untraceable today, except a small portion of a wall. Is it not time for restoring Begum Samru's palace in Chandni Chowk before it too crumbles to pieces?